You ready to play next, Jay? I'm gonna rap about death. Illegitimate son of a scarecrow, couple romancer, tiny dancer, misappropriated muse of the necromancer, a fancy aged overcoat for the hand of half a man. Me oh my oh, moldy gingerbread boy on the lamb. Rain blamer, cub tamer, pink swallower, house hater, shanty renovator, elevator, dismantler. Deer with no antlers, figurine in between, death and dream, blowing steam up the skirt of the dark angle, mottled and mangled, scar spangled, precariously dangling over the pit of hell, gripping an angel wing, clanging things together to scare off all the jackals as I run terrified into the wide open eye of the black hole. Unverified, no documents or ID. I defy scientists to define me. I'm the disintegration of your paltry civilization. I'm the four-headed horseman. Horseman of the apocryphal Acropolis, stampeding through your toppling metropolis, bringing home rancid bacon, blowing plagues into the trade winds, instating vagrants into powerful positions with the manifold minions, selling oils and superstitions to attorneys, physicians, and politicians, puppeting priests and pontiffs while they deny my existence. I'm the pastor of the blind flock. I'm winding the dying clock. I'm dying the mortal clock. I'm decrying the portal gods. You know who I am. The Candlewick Bandit with a blackened amulet. Abandoned ship evacuating the porta-pod. I'm not sort of odd, I'm absolutely spooky. Watching silent movies backwards, blindfolded in cold jacuzzis. I am the pine needle, the cyber vermin, the sinking steeple, lurking behind the peephole, cursing the passing people. I'm the four-headed horseman, stealing a stale heel from an orphan. Horseman of the apocryphal Acropolis, stampeding through your toppling metropolis. Oh! Am I weird? Am I everything you fear? Am I the voice in the void and the space between your ears? Am I leading you to hell via wishing well? Am I vaulting you to heaven with a hypnagogic spell? Can you smell it on my breath? Is it death or the slumbering aroma of the cousin of a coma? Lay on the sofa, relax, let your lids rest. Look in the nothing to see traces of the infinite. I am the bird boy with busted wing, singing on the sidewalk, hiding from the nighthawk. I'm the blood pudding, you're the golden spoon. We are conjoined corollaries in a throbbing womb. Am I weird? Am I wild? Am I free? Am I you? Are you me? Must you shut your eyes to see? Is the treetop cradle faded to the weather? Is to fortify foundations a trivial endeavor? Hush, my darling, don't fuss, my angel. What's an anaconda? What is it to be strangled? Death is practice, resistance is madness. Every ladder step is an exercise in sadness. Lay on the mattress, I'll rent you feeling listless. Give your lungs a rest, exhale that breath. It stirs the dust particles in the blackness, landing in the eyes of the baby in the basket. Merrily, merrily drifting downstream, awaiting tragedy. Your charity in life is but a scream. melt on the mantle, illuminating gloom, awaiting doom under an anvil. I stand still, there are stains on my hands still. Under light of the flickering flame, I gaze entranced at the dripping remains. I've done deeds, I've undone weeds. I'm loosening screws, hiding clues underneath. I've wrapped things in sheets and chains, changed lanes and switched pathways to remain free from blame. I don't question the source of these voices. Their commands leave me with no choices. Who can deny a decree from the sky but a fool? I'm a dummy but no fool am I. The one I pay one day for what I done. I don't stray from what they say till that day comes. I hold my tongue, cross my T's, play dumb, and never leave a victim where my hat is hung. I ride upon a miniature stallion, no saddle. In my satchel, a voodoo rattle, a bottle of new eyes, a bat wing, a little red book, and a twine-bound bundle of fiddleheads. In my stead, I must remain steadfast along my course, or instead of the dead last. Facing my shadow, but I'm weary, begging mercy of the gods, but I feel they cannot hear me. I only travel at night under the moon glow, quiet, but inside of my head a bassoon blows. On my meandering missioning to meet my maker, I make many mistakes with the maze ways I take. And all I've learned as I've sought my sights is God's a drug addict strung out on life, and I'm a puppet upon the stage in a cage, under the hottest of lights, under the highest of heights, reciting a script written by a crooked doc. I'm a stimulated dummy in an opiated opera. It's not a hip-hop pop, it's a hospital. Sick bay to infirmary, my heart stays murmuring as the staff stifles gasps and laughs behind bedside manners and surgical masks. I'm strapped to a table under knife and anesthetic, unwilling and unable at the mercy of the medics. All my life I've strived to avoid this, but I was always headed here regardless of my choices. Voices are telling me I'm not a real boy. Born dead, I'm never sad and never feel joy. Every line I ever said was fed to me by IV drip. I'm nearly slipping off the cliff every turn of this windy trip. It's not a hospital, it's a slaughterhouse. Sick bay to infirmary, my blood is running hotter now. As the staff stifles gasps and gagging behind heartbeat meters and common procedures, I'm strapped to a table under knife and anesthetic, unwilling and unable at the mercy of the medics. All my life I strive to avoid this, but I was always headed here regardless of my choices.
Do you know someone? Do you know someone of questionable racial identity? Do you know someone of questionable racial identity?
Am I vacant? Am I an instrument of hatred? Treading sacred territory designated out of bounds for my pigmentation? Am I taking the wrong path? Am I misled? Am I breaking regulations? Making misguided decisions from a cloudy vantage point of privilege? Am I insensitive? Or out of touch? Am I constructing a framework of spider webs and dust? Is the pouch I clutch full of fool's gold and wishes? Is it stained? Should I ditch it? Should I bury it in sand? Or toss it in the mire? Or cover it with gas and set it on fire? Am I a gyro spiraling out of control? Am I senselessly summoning a sucking black hole? Is the torque of the whirling wind which I whisper the force that will break my cabin into splinters? What is it to disintegrate? Is it death? Does an essence remain in the absence of breath? Are we racing, chasing? Are we escaping? Can it be constructive to break things?
Do you know someone of questionable racial identity?
Am I making massive mastiffs of mole mounds, or the other way around? Am I breeding a hellhound bound for blood? Am I muddy in the purity of royalty, or beckoning a flood? Am I a mongrel mutt, doggy paddling up the wrong stream? Is life but a cauldron of solvent? Steaming, scalding, blanching, devolving. If I end it now, will I be absolved of all things? Hate crimes, incitations, treaties, broken bones, buried wounds opened, curses, spoken slurs, bad words and omens. Countrymen, Romans, show me an enemy, I'll show you a ghost. Dressing in the guise of Julius, the cruelest brutalities I reenact. Tragic black magic hat tricks of enchantment. I am a stand-in, understudy on stage above a crowd. Outrage, I play the role of the headsman, the dead man's. Bleeding cannot be heard for the scourge of the parched tongues thirsting for the purge. I'm paid to break down the blade on the neck of the knave as defined by the language of angles, by which a stitch a tapestry saw spangled, from which I strangle and dangle. Am I racist? Who pulls the string? Who commands the king? Am I really a real boy or am I a decoy? What is real? What is it to feel? Can I heal my wounds with the golden seal? Can the heat of the hearth of the earth emerging from the cracks in the tomb keep my blood surging? The phantom limb within me might just be my own. Stones for bones, a lone soul split in two. A cell and a solitary staging. A ghost in the making, singing the story that you're creating. A smokestack blackening, the sunlight fading. I am the center of the sideshow, apple-headed iris of the shadow of the tightrope. I till the earth and sow the seeds of space, blurring the lines between religion and race, bobbing in the currents of inbred apes, fighting for time in a make-believe arena. Ballerinas and cowboys are busy shooting daisies, making babies, raising beds for dirt naps, and funds for memorials, corporeal rewards for crimes against the soil, recreating tragedies in puppetry theaters. One man handles another, who's greater? You could be cute now, but must pay later. Who makes the fate of the snake trainer? I, the chip in the paint of the hearse, the crack in the TV monitor. I am the broken thermometer. I am the bastard of Andromeda. All right, let's get a little sadder and darker now. Old and scared to die. I'm old and scared to die. It's time for me to admit two things. I am mortal and afraid, abandoning plans for man-made wings. I'm sucking to the portal and sharpening the blade. To sever molding knots, Skyping transliterary plots, plotting escape paths, deflating life rafts, slashing arteries, never mind martyring. Forget bartering, integrity, you're getting paid. Funeral parades, nativity disaster scenes, midstream screams of desperation, and middle latitudes, temperate attitudes are fueling the dreams of new generations, filling the crust, feeling the crunch, sanding the rust, poisoning the punch, pinching the inch, toppling the milestone, grave robbing, romancing the bones, plot purchasing, legacy erasing, race trading, interspecial mating. These are just things that life forms do. Your position on destiny forms you, as if this shell could think for itself. Now raise that poison and drink to your health. Tighten that belt, waist or neck. Loosen that grip and X that check. Cash out and cover it in gas. This ship wasn't built to last. Sad, yes, but a relief to a mirror is a window you just can't see through. Old and scared to die, 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 old and scared to die. Old and scared to die, old and scared to die, old and scared to die, old and scared to die. I'm old and scared to die. Scum! Time as a mountain, life as a trash heap. Memory a pile of dirty laundry. Growing higher till it topples upon me. Accidents happen and I keep rapping. And pilfering coffins for satin. Praying for Satan, paying for passings. Thrill seeking, buckle and fasten. Walking cliffside in the dark. You could bury me in my unfinished arc. I'm done. Deflating the lung. My legacy remains by the drain. Scum! Job done enough. It'll have to do. Time's up. Every stack has a finite height. I'm not up to the fight. Good luck, good night. The unwanted residue. Birth, the tragic prologue. Now I gotta rhyme something with prologue. No, I don't. This works fine. I'm mountain as a vulture, inspection as a culture, an epidemic as a cultural movement, genocide and suicide as designed by the government. A bowel movement, curved to sustenance, trust in your prison warden to provide. Scum! The unwanted residue. A mediocre metaphor. A piddling effort. Just barely getting by. I could do better, but I won't. Scum! I have one more song. A gift from the bowels of history's worst. A shiny, brand new hearse, a tightly, brightly wrapped curse. Served raw, it's healthy, with enzymes and vital, thriving cultures. Never mind the end times. Forage for those nuts and grains, return to nature. Suckle at the teat of your mother who hates ya. Kneel at the feet of your father who raped her. And sacrifice your love to the uncaring stranger. We bare our necks to the cold, the steel, the blade. We trade our anger for sadness. We collect things that we don't want. Like dead skin in a mattress. Like wrinkles and dust and scratches. Enemies, exes, effigies. Phobias, vices, cavities. Or the brutality of peacetime casualties. Under fallen leaves and moss and weeds. I toss and turn and await the freeze. Bare trees and brambles. My only shelter. No pelt, no pantry. And a dwindling family. Thank you.